The question is about trainer and learner. So, well, if you look at some children in class 5 when they're 10 years old, sometimes they fight shy of going to school because they prefer the comfort of home. Maybe their friends are coming over, maybe they like to watch some TV, maybe they would like to just sit at home because they experience severe safety, a good safety, security while they are inside the house. They are enjoying the coziness of the family bond. So you have to displace the child from all this comfort that the child is going through, the conveniences at home, displace him from that so that he can move out of that, he has to move out of that comfort and then move to the school for the day to learn something new. But if he fights shy of going to school, then the parents insist that though you may have to go through discomfort, it is mandatory that you go to school. It is compulsion that you must go to school so that it can enhance learning. So the question is about comfort and discomfort, about safety and risk, safety and adventure. So only when there is discomfort and adventure, somebody may go to school because he has to be displaced out of the cozy, safe, secure experience at home. Only then learning happens. So as a trainer, I don't think the trainer can make it very enjoyable for people to learn because there is an element of discomfort and adventure in learning anything. So I think people have just learned how to avoid discomfort, how to avoid inconvenience, and how to avoid adventure, and they have created a framework where they have no experience of adventure, they have no experience of risk, and they have no discomfort, and they cannot be inconvenienced. Now this is called a safe zone or a safe framework. So then one gets confined into that, and repeatedly indulging in such a framework disallows them from learning anything new. So I think we have a population who just are not agreeing to learn anything new, because to learn anything new you have to come out of that framework which you have created for yourself. You may call it safe zone. So a trainer has to displace this person from his safe zone, or a trainer has to encourage him to eject himself out of his safe zone, out of his coziness where he is in right now, into an area where he is not at much comfort, where there is an element of discomfort. There is a compulsion to open up, to innovate. There is a compulsion to cope with the newness, with the freshness of the environment, with the strangeness of this current circumstance. Because if everything is familiar, then again the learning is inhibited. So when he is compelled to discover a way to move through this strange circumstances that he is put into, then only he will feel compelled that he has to kickstart new innovations, new creativity, and that's very important, and that's when the learning works. So I think a good trainer cannot make a learning experience very enjoyable, and I think a good learner should always be open to move through some kind of discomfort and come out of a framework which is very convenient and extremely secure and safe, so that learning can happen. And devoid of this learning, we will get a population who are not inventors, who are not discoverers. And then when there is no discovery and no invention and there is no adventure, in that case the population has lesser activity to indulge in. And when your mind and your intellect and we have lesser activity to indulge in, everything becomes extremely standardized, then there is an experience of monotony. And in monotony there is stagnation. And in stagnation the reverse of freshness and newness happens. In stagnation the progress and the development and growth will be inhibited. So for progress, development and growth, we have to come out of stagnation. And to come out of stagnation, we need to have activity, and to have activity we need a lot of adventure, risk, and then discoveries, inventions, and then learning happens. So it's nice to be a good learner and to get a good trainer. See, in our professional life too, I think we have over emphasis on this specialization or domain expertise. So what happens is the person gets too narrow in one specific field. He can become a specialist in studying one leaf in botany class or about one agricultural product, and he is so narrowed down his learning to that alone that everything outside his range of agriculture becomes very strange to that person, and that person then feels a discomfort to handle and to deal things which is out of his narrow specialized field, though he is an expert in agriculture at that time because he has invested so much time, energy, and so much of his effort to learn about agriculture, and he's become a specialist, no doubt. But then at what cost? At what cost has he become a specialist? For example, if he finds an idli and vada in a restaurant, it is a strange thing for him because that is not as part of his specialization, and now he does not know how to handle whether chutney for idli or chutney for vada or sambar for idli or sambar for vada, and that inability to deal with that strange circumstance is adequate to displace his equanimity in things, and he can become a little disturbed within because if not disturbed but is restless, and then he learns to avoid situations that makes him restless because nobody wants to have an experience of restlessness within their mind. So then he again repeatedly he is in a automatic repetitive behavior of learning to avoid new things which can cause restlessness in his mind, and in effect he starts indulging more and more in the safe zone, the safe framework, which is again his specialization or his domain expertise. So in effect what happens is that there is no integration in that personality, because that personality gets more and more divided in his thought process. He's a specialist of one thing and is divided from things that can cause restlessness in his mind, that can cause discomfort to his thought process, that can bring inconvenience, and so he learns to avoid it more and more, and then the learning gets inhibited. So as a population we should not encourage this inhibition of learning, and for that we should encourage good trainers. I'm calling it trainers as different from teachers.